Today we are getting drunk and sorting Shadowhunters into tiers. But asterisks though, these are just the characters that I remember having an impact on me and that I remember very clearly, as I haven't reread them. I'm rereading them right now, but I haven't reread them. I'm going to be going series by series, so if you haven't read like Chain of Gold, or you haven't read the Dark Artifices, but you have read the other two series, don't worry. I will be doing them by book series to help you out there. Also, I'm gonna try not to be too spoilery, but like we're getting drunk and sorting Shadowhunters out, so I can't promise anything. Also, my tiers are, I would straight up die for them. I would protect them with everything but my life. Tyrion likey, meh, trash, yeet yourself into a volcano, and evil in the best way. Okay, so first up we have Clary Frey, my least favourite protagonist. I mean, the difficulty with this is because the book series has been going so long, like if I were to rate her in her books, it would be very different from like if I were gonna rate her from like overall, because I really enjoy Clary and Jace in their like cameos in later books, but I just I don't necessarily enjoy them in their actual books that much. But let's make it spicy. Let's just rate them in their main books, shall we? Okay, so that means Clary Frey, I'm gonna put you in meh. I'm really not a Clary fan. Like, I don't dislike her necessarily, I just don't really care. She does this thing, and I'm rereading City of Bones right now with my boyfriend, but she does this thing where someone will say something and then she'll just ask a question that they've just answered, and it's like she has no brain, and it's really frustrating to me. It's so frustrating and I just can't do it. I can't do it. So next we have Izzy, and I freaking love Isabel Lightwood. The thing is, I don't know whether rereading this is gonna help with my opinion of the TMI cast though, because like in the first book, like as soon as Clary wakes up, Izzy's just like, I'm gonna be a bitch to you for no reason, and I just don't understand why that's happening. Like, I'm just there like, why though? Why though? You're so rude. So I'm gonna put Isabel in my I would protect them with everything but my life tier, because I would protect her, but I wouldn't die for her. So there we go. And then Jace is gonna go in the meh like section if we're doing it by their books. Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to put him in trash, but I'm not gonna put him in trash. I'm not that harsh, but I am gonna put him in meh, because being a dick, then going, I have emotional trauma, is not a valid excuse for being a dick, dude. I have emotional childhood trauma, and you don't see me like just being blatantly rude and sarcastic and better than that all the time, do you? No. Men can do better than that. I'm not a Clay shipper. I like them together, but I don't really care. If that's like what you're getting from me right now, that's what you're getting from me. Alec's a solid character. I'm gonna say his main book is The Red Scrolls of Magic, which is kind of cheaty, but like, yeah, and I would protect him with everything but my life. He has just the best character development throughout the books, and I can't help myself. I can't help myself but just be there like, yes boy, yes, come to accept yourself and grow as a person. Don't let your downfalls and your lowest affect you. Next we have Simon, who I just adore, and honestly I would die for him. He is exactly my type in men. So my biggest crush in the Shadowhunter verse is Magnus Bane, but like I would just get intimidated by him and like peace out, and I doubt he would even like me. So Simon is who I would end up with most likely. Like, he reminds me the most of my boyfriend. He's just my type. You know, that nerdy guy with with the stupid sense of humor, who's always cracking jokes, and just like an absolute, such a dude, honestly. And he's just like got a heart of gold. Simon is the bravest character in the entire book series, and no one can come at me for that, because the rest of them, you can be like, oh yeah, but the Shadowhunters are brave. They have a man-made things to fight demons. No. They are trained to be brave. That is an inbuilt thing into them. They are just brave by design. But Simon, no need to be brave. There was no need for that. He just went in there as a normal person and was like, I'm gonna be the bravest one here. Honestly, Simon is the MVP of the entire Mortal Instruments series. Simon goes through the most, and like, I wish the books were written from his perspective, and that's a hot take. My favourite book is Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy because it's from Simon's perspective, and it's so good. Like, just getting Simon's perspective, I just am like, why couldn't TMI have been written from his perspective? That would have been so much better. Maybe she should just go back and rewrite that. Joking. Okay, now we have Jocelyn, who honestly, Jocelyn is trash. Like, Jocelyn is trash. You can't do what she does to Clary and just hide a massive secret from your child, like their entire lives, and expect it to go away. That puts them in danger, and just be like, oh, it's not a problem. We'll just go to some farm upstate and it will blow over. It's like, no, you can't just do that. If you lie to your children, they will find out, and then they will think you're shit. Then we have Valentine, who can yeet himself into a volcano. He can be yeeted into a volcano. I can't say the thing I'm thinking because it's a spoiler, but I don't like racism at all. And that's gonna be a reoccurring theme in this video, is me being like, you can be yeeted into a volcano because I don't do racism. And I just, nah fam, nah. I'm just gonna say names. Like, the dude is not creative with names, and it's honestly the most upsetting thing ever. Like, why? And then next we have Sebastian, who, controversial take, he's just evil in the best way. Like, he's just devoid of all humanity, and like, honestly, that's so refreshing. I like just the guy, like, I like villains that are just evil for the sake of being evil, because I don't think we get them that much anymore. Like, in classic literature, that was all the rage, and now we're all about like giving our villains a soppy, like, sad backstory, and I'm like, most of the time I enjoy that, but sometimes I just want someone to just be evil and just go hard. Like, Sebastian goes hard. He goes as evil as he possibly can. There is no line for that boy. Like the dude's so just monumentally evil that, like, I'm like, respect. Next we have Luke, who I'm gonna put in my like pile. Like, he's a good father figure. If I had to pick any adoptive father figure from fiction, he would be on that list. He would be in my top 5, you know? Like, he's just a great dude. He's commendable. He's reliable. He just wants the best for everybody. He's like it's kind of a simp, but we'll just forgive him for that, you know? We'll forgive that. Next we have Chairman Meow, who I would obviously die for. Who isn't gonna die for cats? Cats are honestly just gonna go straight on that list, because who would I be if I wouldn't die for a cat? Who would I be? Like, what does that person look like? Because if you're a person that won't die to protect cats, I don't know if we can be friends. Next is Bane, who I'd also die for. Like, I don't know what about me wouldn't say I like fabulous, flamboyant warlocks, but if me as a person isn't screaming that's what I want in my life. I'm trying to go as hard as I can, but like just let me know in the comments if there's something else I can do for you. Next we have Raphael, who I love. I love characters which are so just monumentally grumpy and like, I don't like you, I don't like anyone, and then it's like, yeah, sure, hun.
Sure, Jan.
And particularly when they have a heart of gold and they're just trying to be like, no, I am grumpy and serious, and it's like, Raphael, I don't think you're as grumpy and serious as you want us to believe. I wouldn't protect him with my life, because I just don't think he'd appreciate it. And if I'm gonna die, I want someone to at least martyr me, because otherwise, what was the point? Next is the Seelie Queen, and I think she's also going, oh, no, she's going in trash. She was almost evil in the best way. I don't necessarily think that she is 100% evil. Like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't throw your homegirl like a curveball like that. But I will call her trash. I think she's an amazing character, but her choice in men, just throughout the series, I can't. Next we have Sophie. I adore Sophie so goddamn much. Again, it's just that bravery from someone who hasn't been bred into bravery that I just adore so much. And I just think that she's such a good character and she's such a good role model.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before.
Again, like, I low-key have a crush on Henry and on Charlotte. I'm going to talk about them together because they're a married couple. So Henry, I just has that pure cinnamon roll, I want to invent stuff energy. And as someone who's been bred to just like kill shit, he used to say like, no, I have ideas, I have science. And I'm like, yes, get it, Henry, get those inventions out there. Like, earn your keep. If you haven't read it, you don't know. But the things he does for the people that he loves is just so good. And he is the best cinnamon roll. And then Charlotte, she's just like, again, she's just like, fuck the patriarchy. And mad respect to that. She's like, I'm a boss ass bitch. I'm running an institute. Later on, she runs some other things. And I'm like, yes, Charlotte, you go. Like, you break down those gender walls. You just get it. Like, oh, yes. Now we actually have the main character of the Infernal Devices, and that is Tessa. The more I learn about Tessa, the more I like Tessa. I'm gonna put her in my likey, but I just didn't relate to Tessa as hard as I think most people who read the Infernal Devices do, who are like really into books. She was not the character that I related to the most, but I do appreciate her. I appreciate Tessa, but particularly the further along we get, but like I just don't relate to her. Like she is cool, but like I like her better not in the Infernal Devices, but I don't dislike her in the Infernal Devices, so I'm gonna put her in my likey. Then we have Jem, who just absolutely would die for. I am 100% team Jem. Even people who are Wesser shippers, even they acknowledge that Jem is an absolute gem. That was awful. Don't quote me on that. He is a sweetheart. He's the kind of man that would bring you breakfast in bed every single day. He's like, I will just hold you if that's what you want. Like, he would never complain about you asking him to do something. He's just perfect. He's perfect. And that's all I have to say on that. Next is Church, who again is a cat, so automatically I would die for him. And then we have Will. I don't like this. Oh my god, where do I put Will? I'm gonna have to also judge him on Chain of Gold, and I know I didn't do that for like these guys, but like I enjoy the Welsh representation, honestly. I enjoy reading Welsh in books and feeling like I know something special. I enjoy his character arc. I do. I enjoy his character arc. I enjoy how he is in Chain of Gold. I really enjoy that. I enjoy how he is in the Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy books, the short stories that he's in. I just love his antics, but in the first in the first book, I don't know if I can talk about it, honestly. I was like, ugh, why would anyone ship Will and Tessa? Like, honestly. But yeah, as it is, I would protect him. I wouldn't die for him, but I would protect him. That's fair. I mean, that means I like him more than Tessa, and I don't think that's true, actually. So I'm gonna drop him down. I just realised that I'd said I liked him more than Tessa, and I don't think that's true. I think I like him just as much as Tessa. Actually, no, we're leaving him there. George Lovelace, look, I'm not going through that much trauma and not dying for him if I could. And then we have Drusilla, who... No, I would die for Drusilla. If I related to any character that much, it would definitely be Drusilla. Like, Drusilla and me are basically the same person. Like, I was like that at her age. Constantly being left to look after, like, younger siblings. And just wanted to watch horror movies and appreciate the colour black. She's such an icon. The best thing about the Dark Artifices is that the Black Film children are, like, made to feel like your siblings. They feel like your siblings by the end of the books, rather than just characters in a book. And Drusilla is my favourite. And the only thing that I dislike about the way that she's written is the lack of her. Like, I goddamn adored her. And I know it's accentuating the storyline of, like, she's always left and everything. And I know that she should be more in... the wicked powers. I want more Drusilla. Then we have Kit, who honestly die for again. Kit is my favourite. Fight me. I'm just challenging people to fight me so much in this video and cancelling myself that it's just worrying at this point. But yeah, Kit is my favourite and I can't help that. He's got that sense of humour without just being incredibly dumb. I just love comic relief characters, and he was totally the comic relief characters of those books. And then we have Helen, who I'm going to put in my... I don't know whether I don't think I know enough about Helen to want to protect her yet. Actually, yes I do. Yes I do. After reading the Red Scrolls, I know I want to protect Helen. I think Helen's great. I think she tries so hard. And I think she's just brilliant. And I don't know how to explain why she's so vigilant and just, like, relentless. And I love that in a person. And then we have Julian, who I'm going to put in... Ooh, do I put him in meh or do I put him in trash? I'm going to put Julian in trash. I did enjoy Julian in how he was with his siblings. That side of Julian I really goddamn enjoyed. No one can take that away from me. Him as an older sibling was so incredible to me, and I could really see myself in him, in that idea that he is more of a parent to them than a sibling. But when it came to just romance, I just was like, oh dude, like, please chill out for like 5 seconds. This isn't a horrendous spoiler, but it is like low-key a spoiler. But like, if I walked into a room full of paintings of me, just one dude had done, and hidden, I would be horrified. I'd be so scared. I'd be like, oh my god, he's gonna murder me in my sleep. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, he kind of scares me a little in that respect, but oh, okay. Then we have Aaron, or the Unseelie King, who I'm gonna put in just absolute trash. No, that's not true. I'm gonna put him in Yeet Yourself into a Volcano, because I just don't like... he is the embodiment of toxic masculinity, and I just have no time for that. And then, oh, we have Kieran King's son. I'm gonna judge him by the end of the series, which means I'm gonna put him... no, I'm gonna do overall. He was a meh character. Like, I liked him and the dynamic that he ends up in by the end of the series, but like, the dynamic that he ends up in is most of the reason why I like him necessarily, and he does a load of real bad shit at the start, and like, I don't know. And I like him in that dynamic because I love the dynamic so much. Do I really care if it's him that much, or if it was another character? No. So, I don't know. I would get sad if something bad does or had happened to him. I'm trying to be unspoilery. Can you see me real hard trying? I'm gonna put him in my likey. Okay, then we have Gwyn, who honestly, there's something about someone who is like a warrior, but it's also like all melty on the inside when they find someone that they love, and is like shy and just wants everything to be great and is basically a cinnamon roll that I just vibe with so hard, and I love him. And who doesn't love people from your own country's mythology? Like, I just, yeah, we're just putting him in that I would protect them with everything but my life. Then we have Livy. I'm gonna put her in I would protect her with everything but my life, because I didn't feel as much of a connection with her as I did with of the Blackthorn siblings. I really enjoyed her, but I would not die for her. I'm sorry. That makes me a bad person. That's fine. Then we have Christina, who I would. Christina is one of my biggest crushes. Christina has a heart of gold, and she just is so open-minded and caring and loving and patient, and she's like a listener, and she is my biggest girl crush in the entirety of the series, and I just think she is so great. I think she's so great. And I bet she gives the best hugs, you know? Like, other people that have read TDA, like, Christina gives the best hugs out of all the Shadowhunters. Now we have Zara Dearborn, who can just die. She can be in a volcano. I don't think I've ever willed the death upon a character as much as I have. I don't even support the death penalty, but I wanted her to die. Like, I was like, yeah, fine. Again, racism is not it. Racism is not it. And if you're racist, you should get in a volcano. Then we have Annabelle, who is trash. I don't care if you're a victim of things. If you then victimize other people, I will be forgiving and I will be patient with you if you're a victim of something. But ultimately, if you victimize other people after being a victim, this will come up again, because I am thinking of a very particular character right now. But like, I'm just not here for that. I'm sorry. Like, move on. You are trash. Octavian or Tavi Blackthorn is gonna go in my I would straight up die for them, because he's a child and I am broody and I am just, I can't. Like, I'm the eldest sibling out of my brood, my band, my genetic line. So like, yeah, I will protect children with everything, and that's like regardless of the child, honestly. Like, but it makes it better when they're really goddamn cute. And Tavi is cute. And then we have Diana, who I would die for. Diana is just an icon, and no one can tell me anything else. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but she is an icon, and I refuse to hear any criticism of her. And then we have Aline, who is similar to Helen. I just adore. I think they're so great. When Aline stands up for Helen in TDA, I was clapping. I was reading and I was clapping at the same time. I mean, I wasn't, but like, I was in my brain. Emma, I actually like. Unlike Julian, I really like Emma. I don't necessarily like the romance. I don't like the romance, but Emma is more than the romance for most of the books. Like, she is more than that, whereas I think Julian gets a little bit too consumed by it. There's a lot of angsty romance stuff that goes on that I'm just like, really, guys? But the thing is, in the first book, Emma is such a Slytherin. Like, she is like, I'm gonna enact vengeance for my parents, and I'm like, okay, girl, go for it. She's just so dark. She's dark for a Cassandra Clare book. Don't twist me. Then we have Ty, who I would die for. Me and Ty can vibe. Me and Ty's brains are very similar, so we can vibe. Then we have Mark, who I would die for. He is my second biggest male crush. I just love him. I love the whimsy that he has, and the fact that he just doesn't lie, and he's a perfect example of like someone who's gone through such tragedy but has come out just being so grateful and loving, and I adore him, and he's so straightforward. I love a good straightforward man, and I just yes on the Mark front. Then we have Diego. I don't know why I just burst out laughing when I thought about him, but I'm gonna put him in Meh. It's the first time in a Shadowhunters book where they just make fun of someone for being perfect, and it's like, yeah, we're angel people, but that guy's too perfect, so we're gonna call him Perfect Diego and take the piss out of him. And I'm like, thank you. The thing is, he's not a bad person, and I don't actively dislike him, but like I'm just there like, oh god, you're too much of a, I mean, not like Jason Cowrie, but he's just like too perfect, and I'm like, I can't relate, dude. I'm too flawed to relate. Then we have Tatiana Blackthorn, who can just, is she trash or can she die? Do you know what? She can go there, because I just read Chain of Gold and I'm angry. I just, oh, you can't hold grudges against everyone's family. This, I don't know why I'm about to quote the Bible. I'm not a Bible person, but like, the sins of the father are not the sins of the son, dude. Like, that's not okay. Also, when you're displacing blame for something as well and then doing it as like a blood feud, I'm done. I'm like, nah. I'm like, you need to just get in the volcano. Just volcano explosion. Yes. Right. And then we have Charles Fairchild, who is trash. He's trash. He may be representation, but he's still trash, dudes. I don't like him. I don't like him taking credit for other people's things. I don't like him breaking people's hearts. I don't like the way that he conducts himself. I just don't like him. Then we have Christopher, who I would protect, because I just, oh, he's just like, I want to invent things, and I'm like, you just should. You should invent things. You absolute cinnamon roll. The thing is, all of the Chain of Gold characters that I like have the ability to get into the I would straight up die for them, but obviously they haven't had the opportunity yet, because I've only read the first book, and I am not a first book person. I am a second and last book person, or like just next book person. Like, first books are hard for me. They're not the peak ever. Like, I always like later books. It's like Cordelia is also going to be in my I would protect them with everything but my life, but she's my favourite main character so far. Like, she is my favourite protagonist out of all the series. The thing I love about her, and I was talking to my friend because she kind of reminds me of my friend, she's like, I'm not going to be dumb, I have a plan, I'm gonna do this the proper way, I'm a badass and everything, but she's also got that like, but does he like me though vibe, and I'm just there like, how can you do these both? Wow. And then we have Anna Lightwood, who I would die for, also another massive crush. Any woman in a suit with the confidence of Anna Lightwood is dangerous to me. The difference between her and Christina is that I know there is the potential for me to like, for her to like me back, whereas I don't necessarily know that there is with Christina. Now we have Alistair, who is gonna have to go in my meh, right? Because if we were basing it on Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy, he'd be in trash. He's redeeming himself, he can go in meh, but he has not got to my likey because he's still, there's still stuff that he did that he's not redeemed himself for. Again, it's this victimizing other people thing. It's like, I don't care if you bully, you can't bully other people. I would rather be bullied every single day than bully others. That's, you know. And so he's still redeeming himself, but he could get up there, you know. He could get into my likies. He isn't there now, but he could. Okay, then we have Grace Blackthorn, who can also yeet herself into a volcano, because we don't do that here, sis. We don't do anything that you do. She is the biggest example of just because you're a victim of something doesn't mean you get to victimize others. She doesn't care about consent. She doesn't care about being manipulative. She's just, I just don't. Like, I don't know. It's at this point where I'm like, do I wish she was dead more than Zara Dearborn? because I just dislike her so hardcore. The only thing that she obviously gets more leeway from me for is that Zara is coming from a place of privilege, and that's where her just shittiness is coming from, whereas Grace is coming from a place of being a victim. But like, what she does is still so unacceptable to me. And then we have Lucy, who I would die for Lucy. She's got all of that Herondale energy, but in a woman. We have not seen the absolute dumb shit, balls to the walls energy, Herondale energy in a woman before, and she has it. Like, the stuff that she does, just the reckless shit she does, I'm just there like, Lucy, no, you can't do that. And then we have Matthew. I would protect him with everything but my life. I really enjoy Matthew, but I have this theory that Matthew's gonna die. And that's not a spoiler because I don't know what I'm basing it for, but he's just such a tragic character that I honestly don't think he's gonna survive. And that's really sad for me because I love him so much. He's so flamboyant and confident, but also you're too tragic and I know something bad's gonna happen to you, so I'm trying not to get too attached because it will hurt me. I mean, even though I have this theory that he's gonna die, like, you're gonna catch me crying real bad if it happens, because it will destroy me as a person. But that's what I trust in Cassandra Clare to do. Jesse Blackthorne, who I'm gonna put in meh. Like, I don't dislike him. I mean, I'm sure he'll like climb up, you know, at least to me liking him. He has like loads of great plot points that will go with him, but as a character I'm not that bothered. Then we have James, who again I think is great. I really enjoy James. As a male love interest, that's surprising. I swear I don't hate men, I just sound like I do. He has that Herondale energy, but it's not so overt that it makes me just want to go, you know? Like, it doesn't make me just think I just don't want him to exist. Or like think about what it would be like if he didn't. He's just great. Like, towards the end of the book I didn't like some of the stuff that he was doing as much, but like just generally I appreciated him quite a lot. And then last we have Thomas. And where do I put Thomas? I'm going to put Thomas in the same group as most of them. I mean, Cordelia says it. His role in the group of the Memory Thieves is just to be the one who's good. And he's just a big, tall, friendly giant. This is my list. I will put a link to this in the description if you want to do it. And if you do want to do it, please send it to me at TissyCat360 on Twitter, like, or anywhere, just anywhere. Like, comment down below, like, I want to send you this because I would love to see it. And even if it's just the characters that you know, you haven't even read all the books yet, just send it to me. Like, honestly, I want to know where everyone rates everyone. So if you like this video, clearly that would be the thing. Comment down below because I love talking to you, and subscribe if you want more. This has been a great time. Bye, book friends.